making English easy for everyone.
Speak English with Jay and May.
Hey, English learners. Welcome back to Speak English with Jay and May, your cozy little place to build your English confidence. I'm May.
Hello, May, and hello, everyone. I'm Jay. How are you today, May?
I'm doing amazing, Jay. Actually, I'm super excited about today's topic because I think almost every English learner in the world has this exact same problem.
Oh, yeah? What problem is that?
You know that feeling when you study a new English word, you feel great about it, and then 3 days later, it's just gone, like it never existed in your brain?
Oh my goodness, yes. That happens to me all the time. I study like 20 words, and the next morning I can remember maybe 2.
Exactly. And here's the shocking fact. Researchers found that we forget about 70% of new information within just 24 hours. 70%. That means if you studied 10 words today, only 3 will still be in your head tomorrow.
Wait, seriously? Only 3? That's kind of scary, honestly.
It is, but here's the good news. Today, we're going to talk about how to actually fix that, how to make English words stick in your brain forever.
Okay, I really need this. So, May, where do we even start? Like, what's the big secret?
So the first thing I want to say is the way most people learn vocabulary is actually the wrong way, and I mean that kindly.
You mean like writing words in a notebook and memorizing them?
Yes, exactly that. You write the word, you write the meaning, you stare at it, and you think, okay, I got it. But your brain doesn't work like a camera. It doesn't just take a photo and save it.
So how does the brain actually work then?
Your brain is more like, okay, imagine a lazy employee. If you only tell that employee something once, they forget it. But if you keep asking them the same thing again and again, they eventually remember it forever.
A lazy employee. Okay, that actually makes a lot of sense.
And the method that uses this idea is called spaced repetition. It just means you review a word at the right time, not too soon, not too late.
You mean like reviewing it after 1 day, then 3 days, then a week?
Perfect. You got it. Each time you review it, the memory gets stronger, and the gap between reviews gets longer. Your brain thinks, oh, this must be important. Let me keep it.
Okay, wait, but I've tried flashcards before and I still forget. What am I doing wrong?
Okay, so this is where things get really interesting. Flashcards alone are not enough. The real magic happens when you connect a word to something personal, a feeling, a story, a funny image.
Like a personal connection?
Exactly. Let me tell you a story. Years ago, I was trying to remember the word gloomy. It means sad or dark, right?
Yeah, like a gloomy day.
So I kept writing it down and I kept forgetting it. Then one day, I was watching a really sad movie and the sky outside was dark and raining, and I thought, wow, this moment is so gloomy. And I never forgot that word again.
Oh, wow. So the emotion from that moment just locked the word in?
Yes, that's exactly it. Emotion is like superglue for your brain. When you feel something, happy, surprised, sad, even embarrassed, your brain says, this moment matters. Save it.
That's amazing. So what should I do? Try to feel something every time I learn a word?
Not exactly, but here's a simple trick. Don't just learn the word. Create a little scene in your head, a mini movie.
A mini movie? You mean like imagine a story with the word in it?
Right. So let's say you're learning the word exhausted. Instead of writing exhausted equals very tired, close your eyes and imagine yourself after running for 1 hour in the hot sun, falling on your bed and thinking, I am completely exhausted.
Oh, I can feel that just thinking about it. My legs hurt already.
See? That feeling right there? That's your brain saving the word. You will never forget exhausted now.
Okay, so we have spaced repetition and we have the mini movie method. What else?
Okay, here's the interesting part, and I think this one surprises most people. The best way to remember a word is to use it, not just see it, not just hear it, actually use it.
Use it like, say it in a sentence?
Say it. Write it in a real message. Use it when you're talking to someone. The moment a word comes out of your mouth in a real situation, your brain puts a big red star on it.
Really? So just having a conversation in English helps you remember words?
So much. You know, I had a student. Let me tell you about her. Her name was Lily, and she was studying English for 2 years, but still kept forgetting basic words.
What was she doing wrong?
She was only studying alone, notebooks, apps, videos, but she never spoke, never used the words in real life. So one day I told her, for 1 week, every new word you learn, use it at least once in a text message or a conversation.
And what happened?
After just 1 week, she came back and said, May, I remember almost everything I used. It was like a totally different person. Her confidence was also much higher.
Wow, that's actually really motivating. So speaking and using words is like the final lock that saves them in your brain.
Beautiful way to say it, Jay. Yes, exactly. Study, imagine, use. That's the 3-step memory formula.
Study, imagine, use. I like that. It's simple enough to actually do.
And here's another thing that people don't think about. Your phone. You use your phone every day, right?
Oh yeah, basically every hour.
So, make your phone your English teacher. Change the language to English. Set little reminders with new words. When you see a word 10 times a day on your own screen, you start to own it.
Oh, that's actually really smart. I never thought about that. So it's like passive learning, kind of.
Yes, passive but powerful. Your brain is absorbing things even when you're not actively studying. It's like, you know how if you live near a bakery, you always smell fresh bread, even when you're not thinking about it?
Oh, I love that example. Yeah, the smell just comes to you.
English can work the same way. Surround yourself with it and it starts to become natural. You won't even feel like studying.
Okay, so we've got spaced repetition, the mini-movie method, actually using the word, and surrounding yourself with English. Is there one more tip?
Yes, and this is my personal favorite. Learn words in groups, not alone.
You mean like words that are related to each other?
Exactly. So instead of learning angry by itself, learn it with frustrated, annoyed, furious. They're all about being upset, but at different levels. Your brain loves patterns, and when it sees words connected together, it holds on to all of them.
Oh, like a family of words.
Yes, a word family. If you know one word and you meet its cousins, your brain already has a home for them.
That's such a great way to think about it. You know, I feel like these tips are things I wish someone told me at the beginning.
Me too. And honestly, I made all these mistakes myself when I was learning. I used to sit with a giant vocabulary book and just stare at words for hours.
Wait, really? Even you?
Even me. And guess what? I forgot almost everything the next day. It wasn't until I started actually talking, making stories, and connecting words to real life that things finally clicked.
You won't believe what happened next. Is that when your English actually took off?
Completely. It was like somebody turned the lights on. Suddenly, English didn't feel like a subject I was studying. It felt like a language I was living.
A language I was living. I love that. Okay, so listeners, imagine this. You learned the word nervous today. Don't just write it down. Close your eyes right now and think of a moment when you felt nervous. Maybe before an exam, maybe before meeting someone new.
Oh, I love that. You're teaching now, Jay.
I'm trying, but seriously, can you feel that? That little butterfly feeling in your stomach? That's the word nervous. And now you'll never forget it.
Exactly. And that, everyone, is the mini movie method in action. You just did it.
Okay, May, so let's do a quick summary because I want to make sure everyone got this clearly. We have 5 main strategies, right?
Yes. Number 1, spaced repetition. Review words at the right time, not all at once.
Number 2, the mini movie method. Create a little emotional scene in your head for each word.
Number 3, actually use the word. Say it, write it, put it in a real sentence today.
Number 4, surround yourself with English. Change your phone settings, set reminders, let it come to you naturally.
And number 5, learn words in groups. Teach your brain word families, not lonely single words.
Study, imagine, use, surround, connect. That's a pretty powerful system.
It really is. And the best part? You don't need more hours. You just need smarter habits.
Okay, now let's go to the vocabulary moment, because we always love this part of the show.
Yes, let's look at 5 great phrases that came up in today's conversation. Are you ready, Jay?
Ready.
Okay, first phrase, stick in your brain. This means to stay in your memory, something that you can't forget. That story really stuck in my brain.
Like, that movie stuck in my brain for days. I kept thinking about it.
Perfect. Second phrase, super glue for your brain. We used this to mean something that makes memories very strong. Emotion is like super glue for your brain.
So you could say, music is super glue for memory. I always remember lyrics easier than vocabulary.
So true. Third phrase, take off. This means to suddenly improve very fast. Her English really took off when she started speaking every day.
Oh, like his confidence took off after just 1 week of practice. I like that one.
Great example. Fourth phrase, word family. This means a group of related words, words that share a similar meaning or idea.
Like, I learned a whole word family today. Happy, joyful, delighted, thrilled. They're all cousins.
Love it. And the fifth phrase, clicked. When something clicks, it means you suddenly understood it. It finally made sense.
Like, I studied grammar for months, and one day it just clicked. I finally got it.
Beautiful. Those 5 phrases, stick in your brain, super glue for your brain, take off, word family, and clicked, are all incredibly useful for everyday conversations.
And they're all phrases that a native speaker would actually say, not textbook English.
Exactly. Real English for real life. That's what we're always about here.
Okay, so we're coming to the end of today's episode, but before we close, I have one question for all of our listeners out there.
Ooh, I love this part.
Think about one English word that you always forget, no matter how many times you study it. Leave it in the comments and tell us, are you going to try the mini movie method with that word today?
Oh yes, I want to see everyone's word. And I also want to know which of the 5 strategies we talked about today do you want to try first?
Spaced repetition, mini movie, using the word, surrounding yourself, or word families. Which one is your number 1?
Tell us everything in the comments. We genuinely love reading what you share. It makes our day.
And hey, if this episode helped you even a little bit, do us a huge favor. Hit that subscribe button right now.
We make a brand new episode every single day. Yes, every day. And we would love to have you with us on this journey.
Because learning English doesn't have to be painful. It can actually be fun. And that's kind of the whole point of this podcast, right, May?
That's everything. You know, someone once told me that the best language learners don't study more, they live more in the language. And I believe that with my whole heart.
Oh, that's so good. Live more in the language. I want that on a t-shirt.
Maybe we'll make one. Okay, everyone, thank you so much for spending this time with us today.
You are not just a listener. You are part of this family, this little English family that meets here every single day.
Keep going, keep speaking, and remember, every word you learn today is a door that opens to a bigger world.
I love that. See you tomorrow, everyone.
See you tomorrow. Bye for now.